Welcome back to Channel Sport this morning. We're now being joined by Wilfred Umong. Wilfred, it's been a minute. It's great to have you on the show.
Yeah, it's always a pleasure being here, and you guys look dope.
You're not looking bad yourself. All right, let's get on the show. I mean, we're all eager to talk about, to review what went down yesterday at the FIFA Under-17 World Cup. Nigeria, once again, staging a fantastic comeback to win that game. But we'll get to that in a moment.
Okay.
Before then, let's talk about they were still doing like a post-mortem of what went down at the IAAF World Championships in Doha, Qatar. Of course, Nigeria just won a medal, courtesy Ese Brume in long jump, bronze to be precise. And ever since that competition ended, the minister has gone, on record to say we want to forestall a similar occurrence in future editions, and they inaugurated a committee to investigate everything that went down. And the committee has submitted the report. And we were saying it yesterday that this is not the first time we've had situations like this. Committees have been inaugurated.
Implementation is the issue.
Nothing ever comes out of it. I don't know about you. Are you skeptical about everything that's going on right now, or do you actually believe this time out might just be something different?
Well, in Nigeria, we always believe and we hope for the best, and that's exactly what we're doing here. For the fact that I like what the minister has been doing lately, he seems very active, following various sports, and at the same time trying to meddle into certain issues. It's within his rights to do so and to try and resolve issues. Now, the IAAF was the championship. We had lots of issues in it. Even at some point, maladministration was one of it, where there was a miscommunication between Blessing Okabare and AFN. Same thing for Divine Oduduru, who actually wrote to them to say, okay, we're skipping the 100 meters, but unfortunately their names did appear and they didn't show up for it. Almost got disqualified for other events. So I think that really irked the sports minister, and maybe part of the reason he had to set up that committee to look into Nigeria's performances. But going into that competition, I don't think Nigerians were expecting so much. Medal hopefuls were, Ese Brume was one of the medal hopefuls, because when you look at her time from the Commonwealth Games, from the All-African Games, she looked good. You also look at Tobilola Muson in the hurdles, 100 meters. She was very close. I think what really worked against her was at the Diamond Meet, the final. Her reaction time was slightly, marginally faster, and she was disqualified in that final. Maybe that was playing in her mind in the final of the. So her reaction time this time was very slow. So her takeoff was slow, and what it meant is she could only finish fourth. Maybe if she didn't have that playing at the back of her mind, she probably would have got off very well in that final and maybe finished in a bronze medal place. So apart from those two, I don't think Nigerians were expecting so much. Chukwuebuka Enekwechi was off when you look at his time in the shot put. The only person I maybe expected to see something from was Raymond Ekevo, because he surprised everybody running on that 10 seconds at in Rabat.
African Games.
Yeah, so even though that was a personal season best, you expected that maybe he would better that and try to get something. Coleman won in 9.7 something thereabouts.
Look at the field.
You get scary. But he didn't even make it into the final. I think his best time at the World Championship was 10.26, which was way off his season best. And even in that semi-final that he ran, I think 10.40. So I don't think what happened there was surprising. But going forward, the Tokyo Olympic Games is around the corner, just less than a year from now, funny enough. And so I think that's why the sports minister is doing all this, just to ensure that by the time that comes around, maybe the performances will be better. But personally, I'm not so optimistic.
You're not
either.
optimistic. That's where I was coming to.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm really not optimistic even going to Tokyo. It's something that will take a while. It's not a knee-jerk reaction kind of thing. So let's plan ahead maybe for the next Commonwealth Games and maybe for the next World Athletics Championship. But Tokyo is already around the corner.
We don't get to shoot ourselves in the leg.
Exactly.
As we always do.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I think it's only fair to listen to the Sports Minister, Minister for Youth and Sports, Sunday Dari. So let's just listen to him, his comments after receiving that report, and we'll come back for more sports this morning.
I want to promise you that whatever you have put together here, the ministry will go through. The ministry will indeed make sure that we come up with an action plan because we have a common singular purpose. That is to ensure that the development of sports, particularly with regards to athletics, does not suffer the fate it has suffered in the past. Repeatedly over the years, we have complained about the same thing, but we had gone forward, not fixing things, doing the same thing, and expecting a different result. This time, we want to do things differently and expect a better result. I see that this committee is a digital committee. Apart from long hours of vigil, it is also a digital committee, and that is interesting because you have this on flash drive, which also ties to one of our visions here we have a digital Nigeria, Digital Youth Nigeria, DY.NG project. We live in a digital world. We also know that there's also digital sports now in terms of the digital equipment for training, etc.
All right, just love to listen to the Minister of Youth and Sports. A lot of things that he said. Hopefully things will work out the way we all expect it to. And up until the point of receiving that report, we're used to seeing all of that, committees, reports. Now is the action. Then we'll know if something is really going to change. But I like what you said when we're off camera, that all the steps that he's been taking, talking about the minister, has been very good. And hopefully things will turn for the better. And even if we don't get medals, if we don't do what we expect in Tokyo, we should have a long time.
Let's post better times. Let's start from there because it begins from there. I understand that these guys don't have all the training opportunities that some of their contemporaries have.
Who they compete against.
Exactly. So it's really not easy. So we need to cut them some slack. Yeah. But at the same time, I really wish we get to see the content of this report. I would really love to. I know AFL would have been mentioned in a lot of places.
And probably some indictments.
So I really love to see it.
We'll see about it. I'm not so sure we're going to get to see the content of that one. But I agree with you as well. Tokyo is close. It's really, really close. So might not expect to see a lot of difference. But the next IWL World Championships 2021.
Commonwealth. Funny enough, we don't have issues. We go there, we put up good times, win lots of medals. It's actually the next Worlds. Yeah, we really need to see what Eberechi did. You know, that won the 400 meters.
Yeah, Sawa.
Sawa, exactly. The Arabian name keeps escaping me. But, I mean, she started here. And see how she dominated to win the 400 meters. And she's Nigerian. That tells you that there's so much talent. He's not the only one that has made the switch. Several others. So we just need to get our house in order, even though it might sound as a cliche, but if we do that, if we get it right, then we have lots of talent that can make us proud.
All right then, let's move on with the show and talking about talents. And the National Sports Festival is one of those competitions where we expected to discover and go on and develop world-class athletes. And we're looking forward to the next edition in Edo State, Edo 2020. And we're seeing pictures are coming from inspection of the facilities. And you're looking at, okay, what's going on here? Okay, but the deputy minister, deputy governor of the state who's in charge of all of this is very, very confident that come December, all the stadium will be ready basically, and that's what it's saying. And I guess we have to go by his words.
Yeah, and looking at the stadium,
Yeah.
massive improvement. I mean, in the past we've seen Federation Cup games played here.
Okay.
And funny enough, as a core member, I actually played on the same
You did
surface,
play,
but-
so you were
but
in a
then
very
it was
good position
AstroTurf.
to say now it's
Yeah.
natural grass,
Yes,
right?
yes, this is natural grass.
And just to take you away from this a little bit, get back.
Yeah.
It seems that's the direction we're going. People taking away AstroTurf, laying grass. I think in one or two places.
Yeah, that's the standard.
It's becoming a norm.
Yeah,
in Nigeria.
even when our players come in, they don't like to play on AstroTurf. They complain about it, and because there are higher chances of you getting injured. And we know their club size pay the bills, and if they get injured, I mean, that's where you're getting money from. They obviously want to play. So maybe that's the reason Nigeria is tilting towards that. But we also know that maintenance is a major problem
That's where I'm
here.
going.
Exactly. So
if you switch to grass,
there are chances that it could turn brown. You get, so if not properly maintained. No, but it's true.
Wilfred, before you continue on, the grass is turning brown and looking more like horse grazing stuff. Let's get to
Horses
listen.
don't graze on brown grasses.
Let's get to listen to the chairman of the. Okay, all right. Then
but assurance is coming from the very top level. You just saw
The governor is also there.
Governor
Yeah.
Obaseki, the deputy governor. I think, or I don't know if I'm jumping. I think that's the reason why we are having all of this. Governor is always present, even when the inspection team, FIFA inspection team came. You always see that. From the very top, everything they do regarding sports, those things.
The deputy governor is the chairman of the local organizing committee. So he's like, he's
exactly from the very top level.
Which is probably why there's so much progress being made
That's
in
where I'm
terms
going.
of infrastructure.
Yeah.
And it's around the corner. It's next year now that they will be hosting the All African Games. And just think that they only got the right few months ago after Abuja hosted. Abuja hurriedly hosted, and they had to step in. So I think them being involved is part of the reason it's moving so fast. Again, you could joke and say it's the venue, the location of the stadium is not very far. It's not even far from the government house. So it's just
But
a
we
stroll.
see similar circumstances where you won't even hear the governor say a word about the sports.
I get
so it's
it.
commendable.
Yeah, they
that
actually
we're
love
getting
sports.
assurances from the top.
Yeah, they love sports, especially Philip Schreiber, who is the deputy governor. We even saw him with Bendel Insurance last season. He was going to play with them. He helped them during the promotion race to the NPFL. So he's really involved with sports, and it's no surprise that they are doing all this.
You're spot on. I mean, also any sporting events around the world, whether it's local or international, government support is very, very important. And it's good to see the Edo State government doing just that and ensuring to put everything in place for the National Sports Festival, which is going to be next year, March the 22nd. Hopefully that date doesn't change. Let's move on to the FIFA Under-17 World Cup now. Let's talk about the Golden Eaglets of Nigeria. FIFA finally listened to us and stopped calling them the Super Eaglets. They started calling them the real name now, the Golden Eaglets.
What we call them.
Because I was wondering why they decided to change it without the permission of the owners. But let's get through. Some of the results are coming from that competition. Group A, first of all, it's good to see Angola defeating Canada to advance into the round of 16. Fantastic for the Angolans, and host nation, Brazil, 3-0 over New Zealand. Expected results, you'd say there. So Brazil, Angola, already through to the round of 16. In Group B, where you have Nigeria. Nigeria played against Ecuador last night, and once again had to come from behind to win that game. Showed a lot of character to win it. And the other match in the group was between Australia and Hungary, ended 2 apiece. Of course, we're going to focus on Nigeria and Ecuador. I mean, your thoughts? There seems to be people out there that are being overly critical and hypercritical of this team. I like the fact that they have fighting spirit, they have character. Of course, they've got talent as well. So because if you look at the goals scored by Ibrahim Said, I mean,
Which of them now?
All the goals. All the goals. The first goal.
That's the first hat-trick in this tournament, if I'm not mistaken.
You are correct.
Yeah.
Absolutely correct.
That second goal, I don't know how to describe.
Are you one of those that are hypocritical of the team? The fact that they have to come back late in games to win it, or you're just okay with it?
I think the people saying those are actually the ones who want them to win the tournament.
Okay.
I'm not moved, honestly. I don't really care if we win the tournament. What I want to see is the talent we could get from here. And this is under 17. We shouldn't be so critical of this team. It's expected that they'll be making those schoolboy errors.
Exactly.
Yes, so it's expected. Like defensively, I think they're very woeful.
Yeah.
You know, the shape is always lost. You can't even tell if it's 3 at the back, if it's 4.
Yeah.
One person is playing so deep, others are advanced, so keeping players incessantly on side. A lot could be said about the team. Yeah, and again, is some of them are actually out there maybe to prove a point and to get noticed at the competition. I don't blame them. Again, you could say that they don't play expansive football because most times you see all of them clogging around the same area. And it's just that these things are expected, honestly. But I'll just say that it's good to see that they are scoring goals. Even at the under-17 AFCON, they scored lots of goals. I think it was the Tanzania game. That was the opening game where they went on to win 5-4, even though they led 3-1 at some point.
Exactly.
And were trailing 4-3 in that same game, we remember. But if they want to win this tournament, they have to keep it tight at the back because it won't always happen like this, where you go down, you come back to win.
Some things you won't get a chance to come back.
Exactly, and from this stage, it gets tougher.
Yeah.
The teams you'll be meeting now are actually better. Ecuador are actually a very good team. Forget they lost to Nigeria. You could see them string passes. They play like senior boys.
Yeah.
These are boys you would know probably went through academies and undergone lots of training. But I must say that Akinwumi Amo has actually caught my eye, even though he did at the under-17 AFCON.
Yeah.
Wisdom Ubani, I expected a lot, top scorer for Nigeria from that tournament. Unfortunately for him, he was even hauled off around the 30th, 35th minute yesterday, and Akinwumi had to come in. But for Said, a great game from him, I must say. I mean, you can't talk about a game where someone scored hat-trick and not mention the person who scored the hat-trick. A fantastic one.
Especially that second goal.
But Samson Tijani, 2 games now, fantastic games he's had in this tournament.
Right?
That's a good leader.
Yeah. In the first game, we could see him, that's the one against Hungary, dropping deep into defense to help out a lot of times. Yesterday, he didn't have to do that so much, but he sat there in the heart of that midfield in the holding role and did excellently well. So much to look forward to in this tournament, but I think we should just take away the expectation of expecting them to win.
Yeah. So you're very satisfied with the performance so far?
For the fact that the goals are coming in, yes. I just think they just need to sort the defense. And again, in the final third, they need to be decisive. I think this decision-making is a problem for them when they get to that final third. A lot of sharpening needs to be done, but let's remember they're under 17.
We're going to go in a break, maybe a minute now, but let me ask you a question. Generally, we seem to struggle against South American sides. It's not just the Golden Eaglets. Look, if it's an European team, I'm okay. South American side, I don't know why.
Wow. Well, they're actually good in this tournament. At least Argentina have won twice, if I remember correctly. Brazil have done 3 times, even doing back-to-back. And so they know how to play, not just at this level, at all levels. So I think when it comes to this level, they and the Africans are actually the best at this level. So it's no surprise that we are struggling against them.
All right, Wilfred, before we just leave the under-17 FIFA World Cup, I just want to test your knowledge a bit. Who was the first Nigerian to score a hat-trick at the under-17 World Cup?
Ever.
First Nigerian to score
we have
a
to go back to 87, right?
No, you're not going that far.
93?
93.
93?
Come on,
Is it 93?
93, yeah. Who is it?
Not Kanu Nwankwo. I don't think Kanu scored a hat. I can't remember. Did he?
Kanu Nwankwo was the
Was
first
he?
Nigerian
Oh, he was. Okay.
to score a hat trick.
I don't remember. What game was
26
that?
years ago. I don't remember.
Oh, you see, you didn't remember.
I'm trying
But
to
it was
remember
Japan
as well.
93,
That's
right?
I have fond memories
Oh,
of
my
Japan
goodness.
93.
Japan
Okay.
93, right?
I don't know. Because I know it was,
It's
at
a
some point it
long
was tied with Wilson Oruma, and Wilson Oruma nicked it. So I
Yeah.
don't know. Probably did.
Yeah, so Kanu was the first Nigerian to score.
So I got it.
No, you didn't.
I mentioned
I
Kanu
think it was a
Nwankwo.
game against Canada.
I can't
I think it was the one we beat them 8-0. Yeah,
Yeah,
that
it
was
should
it.
be.
You remember now, right? So Kanu Nwankwo, first Nigerian to score a hat trick at the under 17 level. That was 26 years ago. While the last Nigerian to score a hat trick before yesterday was Victor Osimhen. Victor
2015.
Osimhen. Exactly, remember that one as well. So, all right, then we need to go on a break now. When we come back, we'll be doing a little preview of the Carabao Showdown tonight between Chelsea and Manchester United.